I, at the very outset, would like to thank all the honorable members who have participated in the debate to the Governor's address. I would like to thank the honorable member from Umsning, the honorable member from Dadingri, the honorable member from Nongkrem, honorable member from Nongtumai constituency, honorable member from Moplang constituency, honorable member from Morankaneng constituency, honorable member from Karkuta constituency, honorable member from Pulbari constituency, honorable member from Nongtumai constituency, honorable member from Nongstoin, honorable member from Shillong East, honorable member from Sora, honorable member from Maulai, honorable member from Songsak, honorable member from Selsela, and honorable member from Nongpo for very actively and constructively participating in this debate to the Governor's address. Sir, I would like to assure all the members that I and my team have taken note of all the points that have been mentioned by the honorable members, and hence I will not go member by member or issue by issue basis. But as I said, the suggestions and the concerns have all been noted, and necessary steps will be taken to see how we could address some of the concerns that the members have expressed today in the House. So the Honorable Governor had mentioned in the Governor's address about Meghalaya today being the second fastest growing economy in the country. Tamil Nadu has shown a growth rate in 2024-2025 of 11.19%, and Meghalaya is second at 9.66%. And so this is a matter of deep satisfaction to see that the efforts that have been made in the last 8 years have led to this growth that we are seeing in the gross state domestic product. And the rate that we are seeing is what we call the real GSDP. And when we say real GSDP, this is the growth minus inflation. So we have what we call the nominal GSDP. In the nominal, you add the inflation factor, but real GSDP is minus the inflation factor. So these are real numbers and they show the real growth. And most importantly, this average growth of 10% has been maintained consistently for the last 3 years. So we are the only state in the country that has consistently in the last 3 years shown an average growth rate of 10%. And this growth, sir, is not simply because of one particular year being great, one particular year spending going up. As mentioned, this has been a consistent effort. And this has also happened, as I said, because of the fact that we have targeted this growth. We have kept this in mind and said we need to grow as a state, and therefore we have kept a target that we will cross that 85,000 crores, which roughly translates into about $10 billion, depending on the exchange rate in the market. But at that point in time, it was a $10 billion economy, which translates into about 85,000 crores. And with that target in mind, we started to move forward. So second point is that there were concerns that the per capita GSDP has not grown as much as we wanted, or the per capita GSDP has been very low for Meghalaya. Sir, it is a fact that the GSDP per capita has been low, but it has been low for many, many years. It's not something that just started happening last year or 2 years back. So our rankings have been very low at the national level for a very long time. In fact, in 2019, we were ranked at 28 in terms of the per capita income. Today, we have gone up the ladder, and today we're at rank 26. And while I say that, sir, what is important to note is the per capita GDP is a factor of the GSDP divided by the population. And hence, the population, if it grows, then obviously even if the economy grows, the denominator also growing means the per capita does not increase at the rate that we would want to. And if you look at Meghalaya, our population growth is way higher than most of the states in the country. So we are at a 0.95% growth in terms of our population. And therefore, this factor affects the overall growth in the per capita GDP and does not reflect it completely in terms of what we see in the GSDP numbers. And just to give an example, sir, that if we had a population growth rate of what, say, a state like Telangana, which is at 0.37%, we are at 0.955%, then our per capita income would have gone up to 1.63 lakhs. So therefore, this factor needs to be considered while we are calculating the per capita. But the good news, sir, is that while the GSDP has gone up from 2018-19 today to 2020-24, from 32,000 in 2018 to 59,000 in 2024, which is a 1.9 times increase. The per capita income has also gone up from 88,954 to 1,57,141, which is a 1.8 times increase in the per capita income also. So therefore, so the growth has been there. We are seeing the growth happening. And if you look at all the states in the country today, the per capita GDP growth that has taken place for Meghalaya, we are ranked number 5 in the country today. So therefore, even Government of India has noticed and has mentioned about the growth rate in per capita for Meghalaya, and we have ranked as number 5 between 19 and 2025 financial year. So therefore, sir, we are seeing this growth that's taking place. Now, while we look at per capita and the overall GSDP growth, what is important to note and remember in this growth story is the fact that is it impacting our people at the grassroots level? Is the lives of our people changing? Are they better off than what they were in 2018? And I think that is the key question that all of us should ask, because there are many, many factors which could be up, some factors could be down. It's a natural process. But on an average, are we better off than what we were in 2018? I think that is the key question. And so if you look at the overall process of what we have done as a government, I must say that it has been a very difficult journey. 8 years have been very difficult. We have had a lot of challenges. And the base with which we started, the different foundations that were laid, were not as strong as one would have wanted. There was a lot of gaps in the capacity of our teams. There were a lot of gaps in terms of institutional systems in place. There was a gap in terms of ensuring that targets and proper goals were set for departments. So there were a lot of multiple gaps in the system. But I'm happy, sir, that in the last 7-8 years, if you look back, that our members and our team who are there in the ruling side will have a small sense, I'm not saying we are satisfied, but a small sense of satisfaction to see that major things happened during these last 8 years. I was so happy this time that the House started this session by playing the national song, the national anthem, and our state anthem, as was mentioned by our honorable member from Umsni. So this is a small, but yet a very, very meaningful step forward. It took us close to 50 years to come out with our own state anthem. Again, not to blame anybody, but these are small things, but give identity and purpose and a recognition to our people. And I think that is something that we are really, really happy and proud about. It took forever, almost 50 years, for us to have our state symbol. And today we have the state emblem, which was again brought in by this government. And therefore, these are things that we are again very proud, again a matter of identity and a recognition for our people. It is during this government's time that a big project, or some of the few projects and iconic projects like Crowborough project, which was lying unattended to for last many, many years. Of course, efforts were made, but somehow the logical conclusion was not happening. We're happy to see that those legacy projects which had been started by our earlier leaders had finally reached a point where we managed to inaugurate those hotels. And we're very happy, sir, that with those hotels opening up, the complete dynamics of the tourism sector in Meghalaya has changed. People may not realize it, that how the overall number and the quality of tourists has come up just by the fact that we have 5-star hotels in the state today. It has a huge multiplier effect, and we're happy to see that. So the House, I'm very, very hopeful, sir, that in this next financial year, we will be able to enter the new assembly building. And I recall, sir, that in 2018, when we were having the HPC meeting to decide on how to move forward, and the question came in front of me and with the Honorable Speaker at that time, and we discussed what we should do. Should we scrap everything? And should we start from day one, the whole process of getting a new location, getting new designers, getting new tendering process for the architects and so on and so forth. And I categorically remember us discussing and deciding, saying that enough time has been spent on this. And a lot of effort has been made. And hence there is no need for us to come in and again go into the aspect of changing the location or again go into the aspect of retendering the whole process. We will take the project as is, where is basis, and we will move forward from it. So therefore, these kind of thought process and decisions were taken, and today we'll be having our own assembly very soon, a new building, very soon, where some of us who have seen the work that's going on there will be quite happy to see the kind of infrastructure. I will not be wrong to say that it's maybe one of the better assembly secretariats and buildings that at least I have come across, especially when it comes to the smaller states and the states in the northeast. So these kind of impactful changes have taken place. There's so many more which I will continue to address in this reply. But while we move forward, sir, as I said, my point being that how did this impact our economy? How did it impact our people? And as I said, the primary question being, are our people better off than they were? Not at the point where they want to be. Obviously, we have bigger aspirations, but are we better off? And if you look at the overall, the process of calculation, so there's a process called the KLEMS, which is the capital, labor, energy, manufacturing services method, which is a method that has been used and prescribed by the RBI framework. And we applied this framework to the overall growth that took place in our economy. And this is a well-established framework used everywhere across the world, sir. And based on this, we calculated the amount of employment that was generated by the growth rate that took place in each sector. And you'll be happy to know, sir, that in the last 7 years, from 2019 till 2025, based on the KLEMS method prescribed by the Reserve Bank of India, that 366,024 jobs were created and employment were created, I should say, in Meghalaya over these last 6 to 7 years. In agriculture alone, 190,914 jobs were created. In trades and repair services, 59,457 jobs were created. In hotels and restaurants, 12,683 jobs were created. In transport and storage, 9,835 jobs were created. In manufacturing and recycling, 24,926 jobs were created. And so on and so forth. And if I go deeper into the agriculture sector alone, for example, in agriculture, we created 196,914 employments were created. Out of these programs, or rather out of these employments, in floriculture alone, we created 789 employment opportunities. We have a very, very strong floriculture mission where we are giving close to about 7 lakh rupees to every beneficiary who would like to put up a poly house. And so just you were there with us when we had had a small program for this particular mission. And in that mission, close to 1,000 plus beneficiaries have benefited. And they have created, as I said, almost 789 jobs and employments have been created just under this one program alone. Similarly, in mushroom cultivation, 4,078 after we took up the mushroom mission, about 4,078 jobs have been created in this. In black pepper alone, because of the mission mode programs that we're running, 12,714 employment opportunities have been created, and so on and so forth. Fruit development schemes, where again, these are schemes and programs funded by the government of Meghalaya. About 20,523 employment opportunities were created. If you look at other aspects of the organic mission, we had almost 47,927 farmers who benefited from this. In Lakadong mission alone, 15,333 farmers have benefited. So if you look at the entire breakup of every single scheme that has been funded by Government of India or Government of Meghalaya, here mostly Government of Meghalaya, sir, that we have seen the kind of impact that this has had in terms of the job creations. Now, if I were to go into just more detail of the organic mission alone, when I said that in the organic mission, 47,927 jobs or rather employment opportunities were created. If you look at the details of this, every district has benefited. So out of the 47,927, West Garo Hills, 5,279 job opportunities were created. In Ribhoi district, 4,301 job opportunities were created. In East Khasi Hills, 4,728 job opportunities through the Meghalaya, this organic mission program that we launched. Whereas I mentioned from the agriculture sector, 1,94,000. Within the organic, the organic mission, 47,000. And within the organic mission, East Khasi Hills got 10% of that, which is 4,728. So these kind of numbers that are there, sir, which shows clearly that the growth that we have seen in the GSDP, the mission mode programs that we have taken up, have impacted farmers at the grassroots. The farmers have benefited, they have created employment, and the people are slightly better off than what they were before these kind of interventions that took place. So therefore, this is the kind of story, sir, that we are seeing And if you look at all the schemes that we have implemented in the state, and I go beyond agriculture for now, whether it is the programs of Yes Meghalaya, if you look at the programs of Hello Meghalaya, just to share with you, sir, that Yes Meghalaya, about 10,000 individuals have been affected or supported. In the Aqua Mission, 11,050 different beneficiaries have been supported. In CM Care, 1,20,000 beneficiaries are benefiting. In Prime, 9,400 beneficiaries are benefiting. So if you look at add all of this together, we are touching close to 8 lakh individuals who have benefited on one way or the other through these different schemes that the government of Meghalaya has implemented in the last many years, which has, again, as I said, impacted many, many people at the grassroots level and improved their lives from what they were before. Are they satisfied? So it's difficult to satisfy everybody. But as I said, we are in the process and we believe that we have made things slightly better than what they used to be. A small example, which a lot of people may not know, sir, that when it comes to the minimum wage for unskilled people in the country, the highest is Karnataka with 581 rupees. That is the highest in the country. The members of the August House and the people in this at large will be happy to know that the second highest is Meghalaya, where we are giving 525 rupees for the unskilled wage, the minimum wage in the states. And you'll be happy to know, if you compare it to other states in the northeast, Sikkim has a minimum wage of 500 rupees. Meghalaya is 525. Manipur has 400 rupees. Mizoram is 420 rupees. Assam is 338 rupees. Arunachal Pradesh is 350 rupees. Nagaland is 176 rupees. Tripura is 274 rupees. And I repeat, Meghalaya is 525 rupees, sir. So therefore, we are the highest in the northeast and the second highest in the country. So this number may sound very simple, but why is this important? This is important, sir, because it reflects the intention of our government. The minimum wage we put in here affects the poorest of the poor in the state, sir. And therefore, our government's intention is to support in every possible way the most marginalized section of society, supporting the poorest of the poor, and ensuring that in whatever capacity and at whatever level we can, that equity can also be sent forward and move forward in this. So therefore, these are the kind of steps that are being taken, sir. In one of the programs recently, I'm not sure whether it was in the House or in another function, but I had mentioned about the housing for the poor. And so this is something that we are very, very, very particular about. And of course, we'll be coming out with more details in the budget. But I thought this is an appropriate point to mention this again, where we are ensuring that while Shillong city grows, while we have large projects taking place to ensure that the growth is seen, which will then impact the people at the grassroots level also. But it is important for us to think about a lot of our poor families who don't have houses, especially in cities and town areas where land is expensive. Therefore, there are families, sir, who cannot afford to buy a house, cannot afford to buy a land. Therefore, the government has come out with a program where we will be constructing housing for affordable housing for the marginalized section of society. And this is again something that is reflective of the government's intention to ensure that the poorest of the poor are also not left behind. So while this small aspect of unskilled labor, where the minimum wage, as I said, is the second highest in the country, and the highest in the Northeast, maybe a small number, but the message that we're giving to everybody is a very, very strong, powerful, and a big message, sir. Sir, there are, of course, many other programs that are there in this. I will not go into details of that. But I would like to just share with the members, and I think some of the members had mentioned about this. This is again an issue that a lot of people talk to me about. Again, reflecting about our local people, our local contractors, our local entrepreneurs. So at the end of the day, as I said, the growth story is only effective if it helps and supports our local people. It is only effective if it impacts the local people out here. Now, a lot of people have concerns about contracts and saying large, big contracts, only the big companies come and take. So there's a procedure that is to be followed. It's not a choice that we make. Government of India, all the externally aided projects, and audit has got guidelines which we need to follow. And in spite of the fact that we do multiple measures in which we can then take care of our local contractors and support them in whatever way possible, sometimes it is just not possible because of the scale of the projects that we take up. Now, there are big, big projects which will be audited in the future, which need to be followed in a mechanism of tendering that is acceptable by the audit. And hence, all of those procedures need to be followed, and hence, large projects are areas which we need to take up because of the quality aspect, because of the big projects we want to ensure that we finish on time, so on and so forth. But at the same time, we are concerned about our local contractors and the small-time contractors. Now, a lot of people feel that we are marginalizing them. So I just want to share a small number with you regarding minor works. So minor works are works that are done by our small-time contractors. In 2019, the total amount that was given for minor works in different departments put together was 454 crores. 454 crores. Today, in a matter of 6 years' time, that amount has gone up from 454 crores to 1,286 crores. A 3 times jump in the sanction and the allocation of works under minor works. And this is being done precisely to ensure that our small-time contractors benefit and our local contractors are given the work, and they are able to also take care of their livelihood. So therefore, sir, whether it is the minimum wage, whether it is the farmers, the laborers, the people who are marginalized and don't have housing, or even our small-time contractors who are running their families and their companies or their firms with getting small works, sir, we are working towards helping all of them. And these numbers clearly reflect from 400 crores or 450 crores, today it has gone up to almost 1,300 crores, sir. And I assure the House that we will continue to ensure that our small-time contractors are given the attention and given the support, as they are also a very important part of the economy and society. And it is important for our government to ensure that we support them through these processes by ensuring that more funds are given to the minor works head, sir. Sir, similarly, as I was mentioning, sir, that for us, creation of employment at the end of the day is really what the entire exercise is about. So when we talk of growth, when we talk of we are talking of making life better for our citizens, but at the same time, ensuring that jobs are created. And I explained, sir, earlier that how we had created almost 3.8 lakh job opportunities through the different interventions that were given by the state government. So similarly, from 2018-19 onwards, we have been very focused on entrepreneurship, because we realize that for an economy to grow at the pace that we would want it to grow, it cannot happen just by ensuring that that we spend on us from the government side, but an entrepreneurship culture and an environment and ecosystem needs to be developed so the opportunities and the benefits can reach all the way to the grassroots level. In the last many years, sir, we have been working under schemes like the Prime, schemes like CM Elevate. Today, Karpuri, I think all of us know him. He is almost a household name when it comes to food trucks, and of course, a household name when it comes to entrepreneurship and how even our young boys and girls can succeed in a competitive world. Chicken Wagon. This was started by Bakharpuri, and the struggle that he went through and the difficulties and the challenges he went through. But he adapted to those challenges. I have gone to his small house and seen how they work, and I was so pleasantly surprised to see how they even have a small hostel in his house. So his workers don't go home. They stay right there. So there's a section for boys, a section for girls, and they stay there and they work day and night just so that this business can come up. And the passion with which they work is something, sir, that will motivate any other youngster. And this story of Chicken Wagon, I'm so happy that we were able to send them to Vienna last time, where there was the Global Entrepreneurship Forum was going on. So we selected Bakharpuri and some of the team members to be part of that. And he went there. And after going there, he visited other food truck businesses in Vienna to see how they're doing business and how he could learn from what they're doing and maybe get some technology from there. And that's the kind of enterprising mindset, that has come in to the system and making so much of a difference today. If you look at Yasha Rimbai, sir, we know her because we have seen her in the Eriviv Private Limited, again, a company that, again, is a strong inspiration for especially our Eri silk weavers and our handicraft section, where, again, sir, from scratch, our entrepreneurs, Kongrambai, was able to build up. And today she has got different products being made, different fabrics being made. She's doing value addition. She's creating different products that are going all the way even to the top level in the state. The Prime Minister and other dignitaries, these gifts are being given by us to them. We have heard of the story of the 7 United Rice Brew, Keenan K. Marak. Again, a young boy. If you look at him, sir, you'll think that he's still in class 10. But even at that young age, and being so, not having the kind of exposure that one would want, he took an opportunity. He realized that there's an opportunity in the rice beer. And he started to can it, because he realized that it's a cultural aspect for the Garos and for many other tribes. But he took it upon himself to create the infrastructure, get the investment, get the equipments, and today he is, creating those cans of rice beer. And just to share with you, sir, we had a very difficult time because we had to play with the policies and the rules of the excise department to create the policy ecosystem so that his products could be then legalized in one way. So we had to do a lot of homework, which took us some time. But I'm happy that we gave all the support that is required. We supported even through all our financial support and other things by giving guidance. And today, he is doing well. And he's producing. And he's employing people. And I hope that his business will grow even further. But these are the kind of opportunities that we wish to give to our people. This Srimati Prasinda K. Sangma from Messrs. Asame Food and Beverages. I don't know how many of you have met her, but in almost every single government program or every single convention we have where we are showing the products of the state, you will find her with her family, her team, giving out one of the best homemade local fruit wines that our state has seen. And I remember 2018 when I first went to the counter to see the products that she was making. The bottling of the products, I'm sorry I have to say this in this house, but the bottling of those products was in a used bottle, you see, and the label of that used bottle also was not taken out. So it was some other beer brand, some other alcohol brand. But since there was no facility, no support, she just used to make the wine and she used to then sell it in those, in those recycled bottles, if I may. But through the years, as you're aware, sir, we have an incubation center for fruit wines. It's in the Indian Institute of Hotel Management in Shillong, in Mount Indiang. So we created a wine, incubation center where our farmers and our entrepreneurs are being trained on how to get better quality of fruit wine. Today, after providing this support structure, helping them with finances, connecting them to different packaging companies, you will see the kind of product that Srimati Prasinda K. Sangma today is coming out with. And you will not be able to compare the two products of the 2018 to the 2025. It is not just national, sir, it is at international level products that she's making. And like her, there are many, many, many such entrepreneurs today who are making homemade and local fruit wines. Because, sir, our point of bringing the fruit wine was, number one, a lot of people are into it. And number two, our fruits get spoiled. They rot and they finish, so they perish. And therefore, one of the ways to create value out of it is to create homemade wine. So therefore, our policy supports that. I think you may not be aware, but we have taken a policy decision that you will not require to take any special license for it. We give you a small document, but you don't have to pay much. I think 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees or something has to be paid. And we're not charging any ad valorem on this. We're not charging any taxes on this. We're ensuring that these fruit wines are popular, made popular, because these are also our tourism products for us, and they create livelihood at the grassroots level. Again, sir, reflecting that when it comes to local products, local livelihood, we go that extra mile and extra step to ensure that we make the policy frameworks very smooth for them to be able to grow their business, create the employment, and have better opportunities. So like that, sir, I have got a full list of different entrepreneurs who are today being supported. This paper has about 30, 40 of them, but I will resist from going into all of these numbers. But it's something that is in fact, a story which we should all hear. So apart from that, the local incentives and local jobs that we're creating. Another area for us of great opportunity which we have been working on is to skill our youth in the right direction. And therefore, we realize that while we create entrepreneurship, while we look at different forms of job opportunities, skilling our youth in the right skills and in the areas which they are good at and the opportunities that are available, I think is very, very crucial. So therefore, many, many Government of India skill programs are going, but somehow, somewhere, they're not suiting our requirements. So we have come out with our own Skill Meghalaya initiative. And, we have almost touched 60,000 plus youths have been trained and individuals have been trained since its inception. And I'm very happy to see that this has had a very, very positive and a strong impact at the grassroots level. Training programs like Mason, for Mistri. I was mentioning last time in the house that when you look at the overall Mason capacity or skill, when we look at regions like Khasi Hills, there's a lot of skill available in that, because almost in every village you will find somebody who can actually become a Mistri and a head Mistri and a Mason and actually do the work. But whereas if you go to some of the parts like in Garo Hills, there is a huge deficiency of that. And we realize that if our local boys and local girls can be trained in that, then they can become that particular force that is required to ensure that large-scale implementation happens. So we are aware that whenever we have a small law and order situation or some kind of a communal tension, suddenly you'll see Garo Hills, all construction work stops because there is no person to work. So these kind of areas can easily be worked out where there's an opportunity for our youth can come in and become that worker or that particular Mistri that we require. And we are looking at all of these kind of options. Recently, sir, you'll be very happy to know, a lot of people may not be aware about this, that Government of Meghalaya has also decided in the education department, we have amended some of the sections for the, not sections, but some of the requirements in terms of the physical and the other subjects that are there. And we have introduced a certain aspect of skilling in that. Now, this is nothing new. This has always been there. But why is it different? What we have done is that we have now changed the skilling requirement, and to not just a normal skilling, we have connected that skilling to your ancestral and family skills that you may have. So, sir, in your area, you keep mentioning about blacksmiths who are there. And today, many of the young kids may not want to follow that profession because they are looking at other things, the world is changing, and so on and so forth. But then, it is important that a child, a son or a daughter should see that aspect of what his or her father went through or mother went through when they were also struggling. And we realize that it's a great way to connect the child to the parents also, and also to continue the legacy of the family in terms of the different skills that they've had. So, for example, the blacksmith is there. We have put 50% of the marks under this particular subject, where the child will and must take skilling from his or her father or mother. So the mother may teach bakery. Maybe she's into baking or cooking. That will have marks. So we are allowing them to learn those skills and get marks for doing that, sir. So these are the kind of things that we're again impacting, because we realize at the grassroots level, we may have a growth rate and touch 85,000 lakhs, crores, of GSDP. But if that growth does not improve the lives of the people and does not touch the lives of the people at the grassroots level, then we are failing in our responsibility and duty to make that change that we had started to do or started off with. And that is why, sir, I chose this opportunity to share with you that it's not just numbers. There is a story behind what we are talking. There is a plan behind what we're doing. There's a strategy to achieve that plan. And the impact of that plan and strategy is starting to show results in the different points that I have just mentioned to you. So apart from the economic impact, we've also realized as a state, as a government, that it is crucial for us to not forget our roots. And I think this is something that will resonate with every single member in this house. It is the identity, it is our culture, it is our tradition which makes us who we are. And we need to be proud of it, we need to promote it, sir. As you're aware, sir, I have put up a small team. We are aware that some research has been done in order to find the roots of the different tribes that we have. A lot of study has been done, sir. We want to further extend that study and do a lot of grassroots work and collect information at the grassroots level. And hence, we are starting a program where we will be sending our researchers to Cambodia, where we know that the Mon Khmer community is there and the ethnicity is there, which is linked with the Khasi and the Jaintia community. But more research, for example, the DNA testing, the DNA mapping, the language, the route that our people took, so many things have been not looked into in detail. For example, the Garos, we have always believed, we do believe that we have come from Tibet. But which area, which language, what is the backtracking of that? What was the route we took? Study has been done, sir. But we feel that we need to go more into micro detailing so that all the facts come out and a real good history has been created. This was not done in the past in the scale that we are doing. Yes, smaller exercises were done, but in the coming year, in this next financial year, which I'll be mentioning, sir, today in the budget also, that we will be taking this forward and we will be doing it in a much larger scale in terms of the history and the research of the root of the different tribes of our state. And similarly, sir, it's not just this particular study. We have started what we call the program for the Chief Minister's Research Grant, where about close to 50 researchers today every year are doing research on the culture and tradition of our people. Apart from that, sir, if you look at just basic infrastructure, a lot of people may not be aware, sir, but the Indigenous Culture Center of Seng Khasi Khmer, which is in Mokar in Shillong, government has sanctioned 15 crores to build up this Indigenous Culture Center. And we are all aware, so it's a very, very old and a historic location. And the Seng Khasi community has been wanting some recognition and some kind of a support to build up this cultural center. And we realize the importance of this, and we have funded, as I said, 15 crores to set up this Indigenous cultural center. Similarly, sir, if you look at the amenities for culture and tourism for the Nongkrem dance, whether it's the Lumpomlang and the Madan CM in Smith, sir, we have sanctioned 17.26 crores of funds to develop this entire amenities for culture and tourism in the Nongkrem dance in Smith area and in Lumpomlang, which again, sir, I had inaugurated some days back. And this was, again, a series of events that took place about 4 years back. I had gone to be part of the rituals that were there performed in Lumpomlang. And when I went there, I was told that this is a ritual which has been practiced for decades and centuries, in fact. And when I went there, it was a plain ground with no infrastructure at all. And people were either sitting on the ground or they were sitting on the plastic chair or wherever. And it has no semblance of, a tradition that has been followed for 100 years. And that's when I spoke to the leaders there and I said that I think we need to do something about this. And we discussed and we talked. And I'm happy to inform you, sir, that in the last 4 years, we have sanctioned 17.26 crores. 13.56 has already been dispersed, and the rest of the work is continuing. And if you go and see now in Smith, there's a boundary wall that has been constructed around the field. There's a large stage that has been set up. Public facilities have been created. And a sitting area and arena, a small arena has been created in the Lumpomlang area so that this particular ritual can take place and public can sit and gather and there is dignity to the entire procedure, sir. So these are the kind of things that we are focusing on to ensure that we are able to give importance to that cultural and identity of our state and our people. So the Tribal Heritage Research Center in Mandalgiri, this again is a 40.9 crore project which is under tendering. And I had gone with Honorable PHE Minister, whose constituency this falls under. And we have seen roads have been constructed now. Earlier, this area used to be very, very, I should say, non-connected. And Honorable MLA used to tell me that he had to spend the night, overnight to campaign there because there were no roads. But today we can go and come back in a matter of 20 minutes, half an hour, because the roads and other infrastructures have been created. And also, as I said, in order to ensure that our tribal heritage and culture is researched, this particular Tribal Heritage Research Center has been finalized for Mandalgiri for 40 crores, 40.9 crores, and the tendering is under process as we speak. Sir, in Wamaupat village in Mausanram, so there is Longwar Open Air Museum. I don't know if you're aware of this, sir. But a lot of people are not aware. And so this has been preserved. This is a mid-18th century settlement. Mid-18th century settlement, sir. And it has got a lot of scientifically validated archaeological site remains are there in that. And this, again, place was not, given any importance. And, of course, small activities were taking place. But today we realize the traditional and cultural importance of this location to our people, and especially to the people from that area. And we have sanctioned 50 lakhs for for infrastructures to be created so that overall we can start developing that place, doing a bit more research, and being able to preserve, the history, the rich history and culture of our people. So if you look at the Sirvet Ubarim, again, sir, this is basically preservation of the oral traditions and indigenous wisdom, and the documentation of ecological and ritual practices of our people, sir. This also will facilitate intergenerational knowledge transfer. So these kind of things and this documentation was not available for this and was not being done, sir. We have sanctioned 1 crore so that this particular documentation can be done, so that again the rich heritage, the rich culture of our people, the knowledge of our people can be preserved, sir. So similarly, sir, through Intact Meghalaya, a lot of documentation is being done for oral history and heritage documentation, where we know that there are so many different stories that we have, folklores that we have, which just simply go unnoticed. So therefore, and in fact are disappearing because there is no proper documentation. But through Intact, we have started doing this work, sir, and today more than 35 Khasi oral recordings have been completed, Garo recordings are in place, 20-minute documentaries on traditional practices are being made, heritage walk documentaries are underway, and similarly, sir, we are also working with different international agencies to take things forward in this aspect also, sir. Sir, apart from that, just to share with you, and you must be all aware about Hello Meghalaya. So the Hello Meghalaya platform is a platform where we are providing an OTT platform for filmmakers to put up their films on this platform, and we pay them for it. We pay them for it, sir. So you'll be happy to know that apart from music videos, other documentaries that are being made, our film producers and makers are so connected to their grassroots that so many short movies have come out in the Hello Meghalaya, which are linked to our tradition. Just to give an example, sir, Kasinjuk Riki Laipu Siem, The Alliance of 30 Kings. This movie was made and it was written and directed, of course, by late Hamlet Barre. But these are the history and episodes of the Khasi history and the culture. Again, similarly, D.A. Sangma made a movie called What I See. And it's a deeply moving story, in fact, of a blind boy who navigates the world through sound and music. So these are the kind of movies that are being made there. Nokalikai, again a short film rooted in one of the most haunting legends of the Khasi tradition. The story of Likai, a widow whose remarriage ends in devastating betrayal. So, sir, this platform is allowing our youngsters to go back into history, research and make movies so that future generations can then go into that. And like that, sir, I have got a whole list of documentaries. I don't think I'll have time to go, but like, say, for example, in Maulai Elmer War, a visual portrait of Maulai, one of Shillong's most culturally distinctive localities. This documentary is on Hello Meghalaya, and this is being supported by Government of Meghalaya. And today this documentary is made and is on the OTT platform. So like this, there are many such movies. I've got about 30, 40 of them listed here, but because of paucity of time, I will not go into details of all of that. But I think the point that we're trying to make is that while our economic growth is taking place, and while this economic growth is impacting the people at the grassroots and more policies are being created, and we're moving forward as an economy and as a society, I think what is important to not forget is our roots and our culture. And therefore, these three things must come together for us to be able to become a sustainable economy in the future. Because all of these aspects are important for us as a society and as a people. And once we create that balance between all of this, we will be able to, as I said, create a very strong economic model which we can at least, we can take forward in the days to come. So I don't want to go too much into details about so many facts, but just some of the concerns that honorable members had mentioned regarding power cuts. Sir, I think this is important to address because there is a bit of a non-clarity in this and confusion. Sir, the power cuts, as I said, are not scheduled load shedding, sir. But as mentioned again by the honorable member himself, that there are rusted poles. There are a lot of transformers, more than 1,000 transformers which are of low capacity or are very, very old in nature. There are wires that have been there for the last 30 years. So like that, there has been a lot of issue and basically problems that are there where we need to revamp. Now, for example, sir, under different programs of the government of Meghalaya and different schemes funded by by different organizations, 76,957 numbers of poles will be changed under the RDSS scheme. Now, for that to happen, sir, under the RDSS scheme, obviously, sir, we have to switch off the power because a pole has to be changed. So all of these, similarly, the power has to be switched off when the lines have to be changed. The power is switched off when the transformer is being changed. So all of these disruptions that are happening is not because of the load shedding or regulated load shedding, but because of the requirement as per the implementation of this project. So 76,000 poles will be changed. We have to switch off. We have to then work, and then obviously we try to balance it out in a manner. So these are being done to precisely improve the quality of the connections, replace old transformers, replace non-adequate transformers, replace old poles, and replace old wires. So therefore, the public at large should know. Of course, we can make it better by informing them ahead of time and giving out good advertisement for it, which we have discussed with the department and with MECL, that must be done, and we will ensure that more and more awareness is made. But as I said, it is not being done as load shedding, but purely for maintenance and overall improvement work, sir. Last, I'll just like to mention about the recruitment aspect. And the recruitment issue, of course, as you are aware, that in the last many months and many years, a large number of reforms have taken place to ensure that recruitment process is smoothened. We face challenges, sir, because there are a lot of court cases, then there are a lot of administrative issues. MPSC was overloaded at one point. We created a medical recruitment board. We created a CNRD recruitment board. We created a recruitment board for for the administrative side, principals and vice principals and so forth for the education department. So there were a lot of reforms that took place, but I'm happy to share with you, sir, that we are now almost at the point where we have filled up most of the vacancies that were there, sir. And today, again, I'm happy to announce that on the 5th of March, so 3,000 police personnel will be handed over their appointment letter in Tura in the 2nd Battalion.
It is now 2 o'clock. In the exercise of Rule 11 of the Rules and Procedure Conduct of Business, the House will be extended till all the business listed for today is disposed of. Mr. Chief Minister, can please carry on.
Sir, so I'm almost at the end of my reply. So therefore, sir, in terms of the recruitment process and the vacancies, yes, there are challenges, we admit. Yes, there are problems that come up, and I'm sure the Honorable LO and others also will understand the complications. CMC himself has faced them in the past. But the process is on, sir. We are very committed to this, and we are moving in very aggressive way. Personnel department is a department which has got multiple complexities and problems, maybe one of the most complicated departments to handle because of the kind of impact it has on the people. And therefore, we need to be very, very careful when we move ahead with any kind of decision making. But let me assure the LO as well as the House as a whole, the entire August House, that this is an area which is of very, very important, critical importance to us. And a large number of steps have been taken to reform things. Large number of vacancies have been filled. And we are very close, as I said, to ensuring that we are up to date. And the largest one, as I said, maybe the largest ever recruitment and appointment letters distribution will take place on the 5th of March. which is going to be right next week. So therefore, these are the kind of things that are happening, sir. Apart from that, sir, there are many, many points that were mentioned by so many of the honorable members. I have a record of almost every individual. I have personally also taken record, as well as the honorable, the officials of the departments have also taken the record, and definitely we will be looking into all these different aspects. And let me assure the members, as I said, that we have gone through all the aspects of the points mentioned, and from our side, we will take all the steps possible to address the different issues that have been raised by the members. Once again, sir, I thank all the members who have participated in this particular debate to the governor's address. And I'm sure there are many members who did not get a chance, sir, but again, we have the budget speech, budget debate also, and we'll have the cut motions also. So I'm sure that honorable members will get an opportunity to express their concerns during those particular aspects, sir, of the proceedings, sir. So with these few words and clarifications, sir, I once again thank the honorable members and thank you for giving me this time. Thank you, sir.
I know the mind of the mover as to whether he will withdraw his amendment to the motion of thanks.
Mr. Chairman, sir, just before the honorable mover of the amendment motion indicates his mind, only on one very crucial issue which was raised, because I tried to raise this issue by utilizing number of spaces available, but then it's very difficult. So this issue of road safety and the precious time which is available for saving lives in the case of road accidents. We all know the figure, we know all the agony. Therefore, the money which has been sanctioned for the trauma centers, long time back, before 2018, I would like to see that this particular trauma center is fully operationalized, number one. And another thing is that road safety requires indication of the location of trauma center. Trauma center 2 kilometers ahead, trauma center 1 kilometer ahead, trauma center 500 kilometers, like that, so that anybody who is traveling will know where the trauma center lies. And there should be a prominent display of the signboard. It can't be clubbed with emergency section in the civil hospital. It has to be separate. That is what is the binding responsibility of the authorities and the government. So therefore, I would like to only urge through you, Mr. Chairman, sir, that CM may take this particular issue at his personal level, since it has not so long been met to optimally operationalize, in order to ensure that the minimum time available to save the victims of road accidents can be ensured.
Yes, sir. The point that has been mentioned by Honorable Elo has been noted. I completely agree with him that these are important aspects, and therefore, of course, I don't have the details with me right now, but definitely, sir, I can assure him that I will personally look into this matter and ensure that whatever the provisions are there, we do our best to implement them at the earliest, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. I would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister for going into details about the concerns which we had raised. So before I can say what is there in my mind, sir, I would like to raise some point of concerns which I have observed in the course of reply. Sir, while moving the motion, I have mentioned about the cashless transaction in enforcement check gets to be made mandatory. So I would like to know the decision and the commitment of the government in this regard. And there has been reports to me that diet teachers trainees are yet to get their stipends for 2 years. It is still pending, sir. So I'm going very short in my seeking of clarification from the government. And there has been a pending land compensation for the additional land acquisition being made for the operation, for the expansion of the Baljak Airport. And the highly praised, which I came to know from the honorable members of this House, of this August House, about the Meghalaya Outstanding Sports Persons Direct Appointment Policy. I tried to go through the policy. In that policy, there is no provision which gives the or guarantees the reservation for the tribal youths. Suppose it guarantees the job for the youths who bring laurels to our state, like getting medals and all. Suppose if 10 youths got the medals and they are to be appointed, accommodated in government jobs, out of those 10 people, 10 youths from our state are 8 are non-tribals and 2 are tribals. So I want a clarity on that, sir. Because people, they have been asking and people are watching us. Here today we are for the people. So they want the clarity, it's not for me. The people needs clarification on that. Otherwise, we are staying in this state. Our state has that job reservation policy. So I feel it may create a direct clash with that policy. And in the discussion, the Honorable MLA from Fulbari has stated about the construction of embankments and bunds to prevent the soil erosion during floods. It is not happening in Fulbari or the plain belt. It is very much happening in Dadangri also. In the river bank of Ringi River, erosion is taking place every year. And I would like to mention, there is one house which belongs to one woman party worker of NPP. Her house is just near the bank and her house may be washed away anytime soon. Not only that, all the paddy fields are being washed away every year. So, on the river bank of Ringi River, if this embankment, whether this embankment or construction of bunds are being considered or not, so I need a clarification on that. And I am very, very much thankful when our honorable colleague mentioned about police quarters, infrastructure renovation. I have been discussing this very issue from the very beginning, that under my constituency, under Damalasam police station, the police personnel are living in a very poorly maintained bamboo makeshift camp. Like terrorists, I have been saying that. Like terrorists, they are staying there. And the police station where they are functioning is a GHDC Forest IB. So it's been 8 years, but nothing has been started. And in the discussion, I have mentioned about the Captain Williamson Sangma State University staff appointment. Actually, they were appointed on ad hoc or contractual. I was informed like that. And they are being given 50,000 per month. It is not enough for their fuel expenses. So steps should be taken to regularize all those staffs, even teaching and non-teaching staffs. And I am very much happy with the reply from the Honorable Chief Minister that the government is trying to construct houses to the differently able people. But whether the state government has any plan for the livelihood opportunity for the differently able people. And one very important thing about the traffic congestions. Easing of traffic congestions is very important. It will be done only through the proper planning. So what I have discussed in the discussion last time, a town committee planning should be formed in every civil subdivision so that we can plan from now on, because these civil subdivisions are growing. So these are the my points of concern. And the last one, which I want to seek the clarity from the government about the appointment of cooks, sweepers, Mali and Dobi in Dajangri CHC. I have personally went to meet CM himself, Honorable CM himself, to his residence, and he promised me to look into that matter. And I even had approached our Honorable Health Minister in this regard. So these are some points which I want to get clarification from the government. Thank you.
So I'll need another hour, I think, to reply to all of them. But I'll try to be brief. I may not be able to reply to all the points, sir. But just to share with you, sir, the police housing case which was mentioned by Honorable MLA Kong Amper in Lingdo, that already the government, in fact, and the department has initiated the housing program, and projects worth about 50 crores have already started for police housing in different locations. And about 25 crores has already been released, and different constructions are taking place in different locations. Of course, everything cannot happen in one go, sir. Police department, for the matter of fact, has been, from the infrastructure point of view, has been really neglected, in fact. And we came out with this innovative fund where we were giving untied fund to the SPs. That has really helped a lot, sir. So this is a fund that is placed at the SP level, and we created an engineering wing in the police department. So now the SP heads the committee, and direct fund is used by the committee to build up the infrastructures and requirements that are there. So through that fund also, respective SPs can create, renovate, and improve the overall infrastructure. But over and above that also, we have sanctioned, as I said, 50 crores, and we will continue to improve the infrastructure. We realize the importance of this. In about 14 locations, this work is going on, and we will ensure that we expand this to other locations also. So regarding the job opportunities that are there, we have just recently finished the rules of how we will implement this policy of the government. And sir, in a nutshell, I just want to share that there is no question of any reservation in terms of the reservation policy in this particular aspect. I will not go into details, sir, but just to give a brief, that ultimately you have to win medals. So when you win a medal in the Olympics, in the South Asian Games, the national games, and few other recognized games are there. It's not in everything. There are few recognized games. When you win medals in those games, then a government job will be provided to that particular medal winner. So it's very simple, sir. So whoever wins the medal gets the job. That's very simple, sir. So there's no specific complication in terms of reservation. And also we've ensured the manner in which this will be done will be such that it does not interfere with the promotions and the placement of other officials who are there. So the way we have designed this is that we will create special posts which will be at that grade, at that level as per the medal and the qualification of the individual, which will be coterminous in one way. So as soon as the person retires, then that post also ceases to exist. And in that way, we are ensuring that it does not come into the reservation issue, it does not come into the promotion issue of the other people who are in the department. So it's a very, very kind of a very clear black and white kind of a way to ensure that we achieve the goal and we don't disturb the existing system nor the reservation issue. It's a purely medal versus job point. Sir, I remember, yeah, he mentioned about the water resources and the embankment. So those works take place from time to time. We are aware that this issue of flooding and embankment erosion is something that is happening more frequently now with heavier rains, and the kind of weather patterns that we are seeing in the recent past. So therefore, as and when these kind of situations occur, the government and the department takes the necessary steps to make those changes. But as I said, it's not something that we can do all in one go, because these are all very, very highly expensive, I should say, and things. So we are not able to take all of them in one go, but we ensure that we intervene wherever we get information. We intervene in such a manner that at least we are able to minimize the effect, or at least ensure that the individuals or houses which are affected or which may be a danger can be saved and can be protected. So we do it on case-to-case basis, sir. But as I said, it's not a simple thing, because it requires not just hundreds, thousands of crores. That's the kind of scale at which this is happening. Of course, we have support from Government of India, and also there are different boards at the Government of India level which are also taking up the larger projects. But the frequency at which this is happening is increasing a lot. So we are not able to do all of it in one go, sir. So apart from that, there are other many points mentioned by Honorable MLA. I will definitely take note of that, and we will definitely take steps to see how we can address those issues, sir.
Yeah, may I know the mind of the mover, please? Whether he will withdraw the...
Yeah, thank you, sir. Since I have got the positive commitment from the Honorable Chief Minister, so I beg the leave of the House to withdraw the motion. Thank you.
Now, let me put the question before the House. The question is that the mover's leave of the House to withdraw his amendment. Those who are for the motion say aye. Those who are against. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is carried, and the amendment to the motion of thanks to Governor's address has been withdrawn with the leave of the House. Now, let me put the question before the House. The question is that the members of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly assembled in this session are deeply grateful to the Governor for the address which he has been pleased to deliver to this House on the 16th February 2026. Those who are in favor say aye. Those who... The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is carried, and the motion of thanks to the Governor's address is adopted.